Is he there?
No, ma'am.
Just call him up and check.
Yes, ma'am. We'll do that right now.
He was there a few minutes ago.
Did you ask Mani sir? Is he coming?
I'll give him a call.
Pavitra, we can start.
Okay, so Mani sir will be joining us soon. So we'll start the meeting. Okay. So good evening to one and all, and a very warm welcome to you all. So as we all know, कल पहला दिन था हमारा युवा जागरण प्रोग्राम का organized by the NSS unit of MMK college, and today is the second day of this युवा जागरण program. Today we have come up with a new topic. Yesterday we spoke about CPR and all the cardiac arrest and other issues regarding to heart problems, and today we will be speaking about water conservation. So before starting the program, I would like to start the program with Saraswati Vandana. Can you please play the Saraswati Vandana?
या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती
Thank you so much. Now I would request our principal, Dr. Kishore Pishori, to speak a few words and give the start to the group.
At the good evening, students. Good evening, Asha Bhatt. Good evening, Vice Principal Manikumar Maniranda Iyer. And good evening, the speaker for the day, Dr. Umesh Mundle. Sir, MMK College is privileged to have these lovely students organize this 1 week of program. Yesterday I was not present because of my internet connection, but I definitely saw it on the YouTube. And let me tell you, these students have done wonderfully well, along with their coordinator Sushant. Sir, your guidance will help us a lot because, as you all know, we have named it as water is life, treat it right. जल जो है वो एक जीवन का आधार है, और अगर जैसे हमने कुछ दिन पहले ही देखा कि अगर लाइट नहीं होती, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं होती है तो क्या हाल होता है, पूरा जीवन ठप हो जाता है। वैसे ही सोचिए 6 घंटे के लिए अगर पानी नहीं हो तो इस जग का क्या हाल होगा। Imagine for 6 hours if water is not there on this earth motherland, what would happen? I hope everybody would have to die. Everybody would like to steal the water. So rather than stealing the water, let us take a pledge today that we will conserve the water. मैंने देखा है कि जहाँ 1 बाल्टी पानी की आवश्यकता है वहां लोग शावर के अंदर स्नान करते हैं, बहुत सारा मिसयूज करते हैं वाटर को। नल का पहला चालू रहता है, पानी बह जाता है, because it's free. We don't know how to conserve it. And I'm really fortunate that Dr. Umesh Mundle is here, who is a famous ecologist and conservativist, to guide us on this very important day. I hope every student of mine would take a lead to conserve the water, not only in the college, but everywhere. So with these words, I would say, well done, students. Excellent approach by the entire NSS unit, including teachers and faculty and coordinator. Great going. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. You are one of the reasons we are motivated to do such things. You are the one who, whenever we have some idea, or you also give us so many ideas to move forward with and spread awareness. So thank you also, sir. So now I would, due to some reasons, Mani sir is not able to join, I guess, yet. So I would ask our Professor Shahu sir to introduce the guest for today.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Sandeep sir, you're
yes, sir.
audible.
Yeah. Good evening, Principal CA Kishore Pishori sir, Vice Principal Mani Iyer sir, all faculty members and participants. It's my great pleasure to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Umesh Shriram Mundle. He is the proprietor of Natural Resource Management Services, Director in Oikos Water Management Private Limited, and Trustee Director in Samruddha Vasundhara Foundation. Dr. Umesh Mundle has done PhD in ecology from University of Mumbai in 2002, MSc in plant physiology and biochemistry in 1996, and a course in advanced water management and irrigation 2013 from ND Jain Institute, Israel. He is consultant for Maharashtra State Government for Watershed Development in Maharashtra, Keshav Srushti Gram Vikas Yojana in 40 villages in Palghar district in Maharashtra, and for various other NGOs as well. His work has impacted 300 plus villages by making them self-sufficient about water. Villages from Aurangabad, Raigad, Ratnagiri, Thane, etc. He has worked with more than 120 organizations, which include NGOs, government departments, and industries in the field of water, environment, and agriculture in Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, and Madhya Pradesh. In the field of rainwater harvesting and other related areas, he has worked with 250 plus housing societies and 50 plus educational institutes. Dr. Umesh Mundle is recipient of various awards also, to name a few. Jeevan Puraskar by Damodar Guruji Pratishthan for work in watershed development. Konkan Jal Sevak Puraskar by Konkan Bhumi Pratishthan and Samruddh Konkan for work in watershed development in Konkan region. He has been invited by Rotary International to visit Israel country for 22 days as a water management expert to share and exchange knowledge through an international project of Rotary International. Frankly speaking, sir, we are very glad to have you today as a resource person on the occasion of second day of webinar series on the topic of water conservation. I officially welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We would like to welcome you to our webinar today. All our students are waiting for you to, guide them and tell us more about or as the name suggests, Yuva Jagran, to make them more jagruk about the water conservation. So, hand over to you, sir.
Thank you and good evening all. We'll start the I will start the presentation right now because we have. Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is fine. So I will be speaking about water management concepts and opportunities. Why I have added opportunities? Because water management is the work of action. It's not about discussion or having a lecture or presentation. It's about action. So we'll make clear the concept and we'll look to the opportunities in watershed management or water management. First of all, let's come to the basics. In the picture, is a large yellow round. It is the sun. And there are different. Hello. There's some humming sound. Is it okay? I'm getting some humming sound.
I'll just check.
Okay. So this is the sun, our energy giving or energy producer, and a small planet there, which is shown by the blue arrow, is called as Earth. And on this Earth, we live. So human beings are under impression that we are at the center of the world. So it is not so. You are on a small planet in one of the planetary system of one sun in the universe. Still, you can rather you have impact on all universe by your attitude and actions. No other animal have that capacity to have impact on other animals or environment like man. So human beings are, or they have a responsibility, rather more responsibility, to make the things clear and manageable. So let's see about water distribution. हमें लगता है हमारे यहाँ पे पानी बहुत ज़्यादा है, बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश गिरती है, बहुत पानी आता है, बहुत पानी जम जाता है. So we must be having large amount of water for use available. So all water on the earth about 97% of that water is seawater. So basically, there is 71.2% of water on the earth, and of that 72%, 97% is ocean water, and freshwater is only 3% of that 72%. Of that 3% of freshwater, ice caps and glaciers are about 80%, 20% groundwater. So hardly 1% surface freshwater is available for our use. Out of that 1%, so it is 1% of the 3% of 72%. Okay, so it is easily accessible surface freshwater. Out of that 1%, 52% is in the lakes, and you can see only 1% of that 1% is available in the rivers, so flowing water. So water is precious. Though we can see it around us for most of the year, it is precious, it is limited, and we should conserve that for every day. Now, a process of development. What is a process of development? The current process of development is increasing urbanization, industrialization at an alarming rate. Both industrialization and urbanization require land. So conversion of agricultural land into NA, city-centric growth, and polarization of population. This is our process. Picturize it. In 2008, 128 MB, the size of chip. The same size, now we get 128 GB. So it is development, definitely a development. But look at the picture or the photographs in lower right. In 2008 and in 2018, you can make the difference. Is it a development? Is it not important? So we are into unidirectional flow of development, and we should think of it, and we should be looking at all angles. It should be an integrated development, not unidirectional. So what is the impact of that development? Extension of cities on agricultural lands, conversion of forest land into agriculture. When there is city-centric growth, there is a huge number of population or density of population. So for that, to provide water, we have to build dams. So submergence of forest for dams, and lack of awareness or simply negligence. These are the impact of current development. You can see the picture. On the right side, the picture is taken from the starting point of Poisser Lever. And you can see the skyscrapers in front of the Poisser River starting point. How many of you have read about climate change? Because everybody says about something about climate change. It's a fiction or fact. Have you read about Sadhbaya? Sadhbaya experience. Sadhbaya are 7 villages, or rather were 7 villages in Orissa on the coastline. And these 7 villages have been submerged in the seawater because of aggression of sea. So we have lost that coastline and sea is coming in. You can see the photographs of the village, and you can see the sand dunes now surrounding the village. And the right hand side picture or photograph, there is a borewell on the seashore in the sand, and mind it, the borewell was in the middle of the village, and now you cannot see any sign of village or human settlement surrounding it. So you have lost 7 villages, and 1 village has been migrated thrice for 13 kilometers from the sea coast to save it from submersion. So 28% of that Orissa coast we have lost already, and no one speaks about it. No one writes about it. There are no discussions or no, and there is no information and discussions. So there is no possibility of action also. Impact of lockdown. We are facing lockdown since 7 months. So these photographs are after 2 months of the lockdown in May. You can see the clean water. Left Ganga, central one Yamuna, and on the right it is Ulhas, and you can see the fish, fresh fish. It weighed about 42 kg. It was from Ulhas. But soon after the unlock 1 or unlock 2, this happened. This is Walduni River near Ulhasnagar. See the color of water. So the nature has started repairing itself or recovering from the human interference, and it recovered in 2 months for a considerable extent. But when human interference started again, in a month or so, we came to the original situation. Then Amphan effect. Amphan was a cyclone. It was a great cyclone, a big cyclone. And the photographs are from Chennai airport. You can see the planes submerged in water. Why it has happened? Because we are using land as per our convenience and not thinking about the topography, geology, the water, the levels, the slopes, and other things. We are looking only land as a piece for investment or to sell or buy. So we need to look to these factors of the different factors in the environment for our better future. So let's come to the water now. Water management in the ancient India. What was that? No water supply department. People managed their water needs. People made and preserved lakes and ponds. There were different groups who were specialized in rainwater harvesting and groundwater harnessing. Man is a intelligent animal, but is lazy also. So, in the early stages, he realized that for our prosperity, availability of ample water is necessary. So, if you observe, the prosperity or the prosperity of the culture, prosperity of human beings is near the rivers. So, human beings, when he started living and doing agriculture and other civic things, the first settlements were on the banks or near the river. But soon, it was not possible for all human beings to have houses or settlements on the bank of the river. But water is a daily need or requirement. So human beings or humans on that particular in that particular era started identifying sources from where he or they could get water for their daily needs, and it started rainwater harvesting or water harvesting, you can say. The water harvesting history began with the search of water by humans near their settlements or households. So on the left, first they dig a hole and got water from that hole. Then they build a well. Then as the culture and human settlements and prosperity enhanced, then the bunds and the step wells were the new sources or resources of water for human beings. Seas and oceans are also two major resources for human beings, but not for drinking purpose. There is no direct benefit of water for human beings, but the seas and oceans are important for keeping the temperature of the earth in average level or average in that particular spectrum. What was the traditional water management? Let's look at one example of Varanasi for comparative water availability. What had happened? Varanasi is a village, or rather a town, which is between river Varuna and river Assi. So Varuna and Assi, the area or the land between Varuna and Assi is Varanasi. So there are three photographs or rather pictures here at different time, 1822, 1931 and 2003. There are pictorial representations. In 1822, we can see Ganges, Ganga, Varuna at the top and Assi at the bottom. The waterworks started in 1931. And then after starting the waterworks, what happened? Earlier, you can see there were numerous ponds in the city of Varanasi or town of Varanasi. But when the waterworks started and people get water, started getting water through taps, number of ponds decreased considerably. You can see Varuna and Ganga, the water is polluted now, and you cannot see Assi. So Assi has vanished. In 2002, you can see more degradation of ponds, more pollution of water. Varuna is flowing but not perennial. Assi is completely vanished. So if you look at this, when people were maintaining the water storage and water availability and other water management skills, there were a number of ponds, and these ponds were connected to each other, and through these ponds, these three rivers were also connected. And so there was ample of water in that particular area, and so was the prosperity. So for prosperity, you need ample water throughout the year. Then and then only there are possibility of prosperity in your life. You can see these are step wells. There were step wells. Then there were large ponds or wells or step wells on the forts inside the sea, on island in the sea. So this is rainwater harvesting, purely rainwater harvesting. They store the available incident rainwater in certain area and they harvest it through step wells. It was not only in sea, you can see it on hill forts also. In Raigad or in any fort, in Maharashtra especially, we can see there are ample places where water is stored or recharged and it is used or harvested through wells or step wells throughout the year. Even you can find step ponds built in 12th century and 13th century, which are still working. On the left hand side, you can see one step pond, which is dried right now, but it was built in 12th century. Just imagine. And it used to have water till 1960s. After that, because of deforestation, continuous deforestation, the rainfall also reduced, and people didn't take care of this traditional treasure, you can say, and we are losing these structures, the thought behind these structures, the ability and skill to build these structures or identify the locations for how to identify the source, the location of source, the strength of source. We are losing the technique about it, or technique behind it. Now we are becoming too much technologically advanced, but technique is more important for any idea to propagate in a fast way. Or it should, when there is a problem of maintenance and operating of a system which is used daily, technique is based than technology. So we need to work on conserving, identifying and conserving such structures, study the thought behind these structures about location and type of structure, and that will give us enough information about water management and water management with participatory, that is with the help of people. It's a Rameshwar temple and it's on the sand near the sea, and you can see a sweetwater pond. It looks like a miracle, but what has happened? They have done rainwater harvesting some 1,000 years ago. It is still working. If you visit the place, you will see the temple premises is huge and paved, but all the water on that, all rainwater incident on that pavement area is directed to this pond. And in Goa or in any temple, you can find a temple and a step pond, or with either it may be small or medium size or long, big as per the space availability. But the pond or the step well will have water throughout the year, and it is rainwater harvesting. They have directed the rainwater incident in the premises of temple to this particular pond or step pond. So it is very common. Unfortunately, we do not have that vision to look at it, to identify it, or to conserve it. This is a structure in Konkan region. Water from a spring, a live spring, is directed towards the village using a stone pavement. It's a carved stone pavement, and water is used. And you know what is the quantity of water they use, or how was the potential the water has? These springs gives water to 3 villages for their drinking purpose, daily use, plus 100 hectares of horticultural crops are grown on this water, and this water is free because it is by gravity. So once they have invested in pavement and they have conserved the forest and the water source, and they are getting water throughout the year for many years, for generations. And right now also, more than 100 hectares, more than 250 acres of horticultural crops like mango, cashew, jackfruit, coconut, areca nut, spices, they are grown on this water. So it is possible. These are step wells of different structures, different shapes, but you can find hundreds of such structures which are still in working. Unfortunately, people have abandoned most of it because they are getting tap water. But it is not true, because tap water they are getting for 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day, or in villages when there is water available in the borewells or wells near the village. After that, they are dependent on either tanker water, or they have to come to these places and take water from these places. But unfortunately, no one is thinking about using these structures and utilizing this water for their daily needs, because management of people have forgotten the social management or social fencing, social management of water resources, because there are we have lost it probably before 3-4 generations after we started getting tap water. This is also step well. It's around 40 meters deep. Huge. It's in Jodhpur. This is a step well. It's a 7-floor step well in Mahimapur village near Amravati, and that part is known for water deficiency. And there is this well, 7 floors, 5 floors below the surface and 2 floors above the surface. And there is provision for residence on 3 sides of the well. And as water goes below, you can go down and stay there. So earlier, it is around 800 to 900 years old. So those people were aware of the structures, the potential of water, how to manage water, and I think we need to look at that and go. We have to return to these particular thought process or technique to get enough water or ample water for daily needs. It is decentralized and water supply should be decentralized. That is the decentralized water supply for every village or every area, every town is the key of sufficient water supply. So we need to work on that. Now, what is current status of water availability? About groundwater, 80% of rural water supply is from groundwater and 40% of urban and industrial water is groundwater. So we are largely dependent on groundwater. And these see the pictures. Pictures are from June. It is 100 kilometers from Mumbai and it is from the area from where Mumbai gets water. So where there is Madhya Vaitarna, Upper Vaitarna, Vaitarna, these dams which provide water to Mumbai, the people in those villages work hard to get water like this. In the first picture, people are waiting for the tanker. The well is dry. The tanker comes, the water is poured in the dry well and the people take it. It is twice in a week. Okay. When the tanker comes, some people lose patience. Everybody jumps on the tanker with pipe and they try and take water from the tanker. They even don't stop till the tanker is emptied. But the supply is insufficient. Then what happens? When tankers move from one village to another, the villagers run behind the tanker by opening the tap and get water. Sometimes some may lose their hand, leg, or even life. And this is 21st century India. Many of you must have seen that picture, Three Idiot. All is well was the famous dialogue in that. Similarly, all is borewell syndrome is right now in the rural as well as city people. People prefer simple solutions. If there is water shortage, go deeper, make new bore wells, make horizontal bore wells. And most important is, you don't need expert advice in this. In India, the people are they are experts in water management, environment, agriculture, cricket, politics. So in these issues, no one feels that there is a need of expert. So water is the most neglected part, though it is lifeline, it is most neglected part. And so without the expert, we do whatever we want and then we face more problems. But can borewells help? Is a example from Andhra Pradesh. The population is 3,000, land 2,000 acres, and borewells, it is not mixed. There are 6,000 borewells they have tried in one village. That is 2 borewell per person. Still, more than 85% never struck water and others dried up soon after drilling. So, more borewells will not give you more water. Simple. How about pipe water? Piping from where? Get a good source. That is lacking. Most of the people are working for distribution, storage and distribution of water. No one is thinking about strengthening of the source. To get water from a source throughout the year or sustainable supply of water, the source should be strengthened, and it is difficult. So people try to avoid it, and people do simple things like laying a pipeline, uh, installing solar pumps, and giving water. But for getting or giving water throughout the year, you must have got a good source, a strengthened source. In many villages in Maharashtra, we have seen 3 pipelines from 3 different schemes, but no water in one of them. So, what about surface water? So, water logging. Our irrigation efficiency is just about 35%. What does it mean? It means when 100 liters of water starts from the dam, less than 35 liter reaches to the farmer or to the last point. So losses, 65% are losses. And what happens when there are losses? Water get logged, and water logging makes soil non-productive. So on one hand, see the water management. If someone can measure the number of pipelines and pumps, please let me know afterwards. Okay, I have tried several times, but I couldn't. Result of water mismanagement. Water table in 1971 drought, which was very crucial. But the water table came up in 72 rains. But this did not happen in 2003-2004. So we are clearly over-exploiting our basis of existence. That is our groundwater. Exploitation is bad, but we are over-exploiting. So it's worse. Then what about approach of government? Type modules for watershed, oversimplification of solutions, comfort instead of effectivity, lack of accountability, and rigid mindset are the problems. See, this is deepening of the river. Almost silted bund, no space of water. Uncontrolled forest cutting, negative impact of water resources, and overdose of chemicals and monoculture of sugarcane. These two photographs are from a region. The first photograph, the upper one, is at the start of the river. The name of the river is Tilganga. See the deforestation, complete deforestation. Only 2 trees you can see. There are 21 villages on the bank of this river. When afterwards it meets to river Krishna. Out of 21 villages, 16 villages face drought, dry drought, because there is no forest, there is deforestation, water evaporates, water flows away. And 5 villages which are near Krishna river, they are facing wet drought because of use of overdose of chemicals and monoculture of sugarcane. Water comes up from the soil, and the soil becomes unproductive. So on the river bank, on the river, about 21 kilometers or 22 kilometers of patch, there are 21 villages, out of which 16 are facing dry drought and 5 are facing wet drought. And it is completely a man-made problem. It is not natural. It's a man-made problem. So what is the water paradox? We are making dry deserts as well as wet deserts. See existing government check dams. The photo looks good, right? But if you can see, this is not a rice field. It is actually a bund which is silted and so the farmer has planted rice there. So, and water is leaking through the base. So there are problems of location, there are problems of structure, the implementation, corruption in that. There are problems in quality of. Then there are dams on political demands, and there are dams but no canals. Of if there are canals, they are dry because of the poor quality and the mistakes or errors in the levels of making dams or making farm ponds also. There are two types of ponds. One is lined and one is open. Unfortunately, the person who belongs or who owns the land has authority to make the structure, and obviously since he and his generations, 4 or 5 generations are working on that particular piece of land, they think that they know everything about the land, and they are least concerned about the expert advice or expert's opinion about making water structures. The basic problem is here, the mismanagement is due to lack of awareness or negligence. So what we need to do, we need to change the mindset. For example, when you visit a zoo, you should be in cage and the animal should be free. Then only it is a real wild encounter, right? Looking the animals who are in cages is not experience or true experience of looking at wildlife. So what should we do? Saving water is an attitude, right? It should not be like this tanker. It's written is जल ही जीवन है, कृपया पानी व्यर्थ न करे, ऐसा लिखा तो है उस पे. But what is doing? पूरा रास्ता पानी डालते जा रहा है. So कृपया पानी व्यर्थ न करे बोलने वाला जो शख्स है, it is wasting water. So we can easily see such water tankers who waste water saying save water. So wise governance, efficient use, rainwater harvesting, reuse and recycling are must for sustainability. And for that, you should study hard. Copying somebody will not help you. If you want real answers of the questions, you have to think, you have to study, and you have to use appropriate things or appropriate implement appropriate schemes to get water. Averages are deceptive. What has happened? The government works on averages. Like the average rainfall of Maharashtra is 1,131 millimeters. Okay, those structures are made about the as per the averages. But the Ratnagiri is 3,300 and Sangli is 418 millimeters. So 418 millimeters is the minimum, 1,131 is the average, and maximum is 3,364. So huge difference in this. And still, at all places, water management is done in a similar way, and that is the reason of the failure. This is we are seeing at the state level. We can see at the district level also. See the Pune district. The average is 752. The minimum is 450, and maximum is 2,622. So there is a huge difference in rainfall. Still, all the watershed works or water management works are done in a similar way. So at 450 as well as 2,600, there are same measures that are taken by Hello. So if we can picturize the nature of current solutions is like this. Nature of current solutions is like this. watershed development, what should be your objective? Available rainwater. Why I'm saying this? Your NSS students work on in different villages for watershed work as a part of your activity. So you should you can think of making notes of these things before you start work. So that will definitely help you in giving you better results. Use of available rainwater for shortage, storage and recharge in vicinity with the participation of local people. Because without participation of local people, it won't be sustainable. Then use of technique as per the requirement. And making water available throughout the year for these 4 reasons. What happens? Many times people work only for the drinking purpose. And if you provide only drinking water at the village, it won't stop the migration. To stop the migration, you need to give enough water for these 4 purposes. This is drinking, secondary use, cattle, and irrigation of second crop. The structure should be site-specific, slopes, geomorphology, space availability, usage pattern, कैसे करना है, कितनी जगह है, जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी कैसे है, पत्थर कहाँ पे है, कितनी मिट्टी है, कौन से तरफ की मिट्टी है, व्हाट इज द वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी ऑफ दैट, एंड यूजर को क्या चाहिए, रेगुलेशन कैसा चाहिए. It's for basically commercial agriculture. If you are growing agricultural crops, that if you want daily water or twice a week or thrice a week, as per that. These are the structures: rural water watershed development structure, recharge ponds, spring cordoning, subsurface burn, vented burn, storage ponds, repairing. So there are numerous structures which can be used as watershed structure, but after proper study and you looking at appropriate location and appropriate structures. Now we'll talk about urban rainwater harvesting. It is for you all. Perception of majority people is rainwater harvesting. It's very simple. किसी की जरूरत नहीं है. We can do that. Current status of water in cities: almost complete dependence on government, increasing urbanization, concrete and paving at its peak, insufficient drainage system, ineffective implementation, and unaware people. This is the current status. This is a common picture you can see in cities. There is a drain in place, there is water, but the drain is useless for draining the water. Why? Because no study was made about levels, the requirement of drain, number of manholes and other things. Result: flooding in almost each city town in rainy season, water on roads but taps run dry, water supply by tankers almost throughout the year. Though you do not get water through taps, you get water through tankers. This is a miracle, but it happens. Then overflowing drains, contamination of water, and health issues because of contamination of water. So these are the cities in blue color. There is a requirement of water. It is million liters per day, and in red there is shortfall. So in Mumbai you can see 4,000 liters is requirement and 1,000 liters is shortfall. So Mumbai is getting 25% water less even today. The thing is, we do not know it. So we have water scarcity, available water is contaminated. So wise governance, efficient use, rainwater harvesting, recycling and reusing water is must for sustainability. So what is rainwater harvesting? It's making productive use of rainwater by catching it where it falls. So it is used for daily harvesting as well as recharge for dry period. The daily harvesting is possible where there are prolonged rains, like in Kerala. In cities in Maharashtra or in any town, any village of Maharashtra, we should work for recharge for dry period. Because for harvest, why it is called harvesting? For harvesting, we have to first recharge that and then we harvest that. Like crop, we have to first sow, cultivate the land, plant and then harvest it. So it is harvesting, not collecting of rainwater. It is harvesting of rainwater. Okay. So what are the methods of rainwater harvesting? Recharge of borewell or open well by rooftop rainwater, recharge of borewell by surface runoff, and ground recharge by making recharge structures. But we should think of getting water for reuse. Okay. Existing recharge option is recharge of borewell, and this is made by making such structure, which is a failure. So we need to. I will give you one or two examples. Some Maitri Lotus Society in Thane, rooftop area 1000 square meters. So rooftop rainwater potential is 20 lakh liters of water every year, out of which harvestable is about 15 lakh liters. The one-time expenses was 1,40,000, and it works for around 15 to 20 years. So what we do? The downtake pipe, we connected the downtake pipe, then that directed to a filter, and from filter to borewell, 4-chambered filter to borewell. And this is the scheme is working for last 9 years. And the most important part is the society is getting 5% rebate in property tax because they have done rainwater harvesting. So by rainwater harvesting, you get water, more water from the borewell. The borewell water quality also enhances, but more importantly, you get 5% rebate in your property tax till the scheme works. Second, Wadia College, there are 30 lakh liters of water. So it was by sponsored by Coke, and after rainwater harvesting in this particular area, 25 acres of land in near Pune station, and it's a huge 20,000 students in that particular institute, and water requirement was huge, and they raised 6 buildings, ground plus 6 buildings after the rainwater harvesting. And there is an official statement from Wadia College principal that they have saved over 14 lakh rupees that would have been wasted or invested in water if there was no rainwater harvesting. So they paid around 5 lakh rupees for the rainwater harvesting scheme, and they saved 14 lakh rupees. So there's saving also. Plus you get property tax reduction also. Plus you get enough water throughout the year also. So there are different advantages or benefits of rainwater harvesting. And one, this is Siddhivinayak Temple, Prabhadevi. There also we made a ring well, and we recharge that ring well by the rooftop water from the nearby the adjacent building of Siddhivinayak Temple, and they are planning now to use that water to clean the premises, as well as they are trying or thinking of providing this water for people. So what are the benefits of rainwater harvesting? It helps in enhancing the quality and quantity of water. It helps in avoiding the flooding in the premises. It helps in reducing TDS of existing well or borewell water. It lowers water requirement from local municipal water supply because you get another water source. And it helps making you self-sufficient about water. Where we can do rainwater harvesting? In any building, school, garden, ground premises, any industrial premises, hospitals. Generally, cost is one time 20 to 70% per liter, and it is for 15 to 20 years. Is one time cost, and break even is around 2 years from getting back investment. Payback is 15 to 20 years. Who can harvest rainwater in cities? Any person planning to build a house, an independent plot owner, person in apartment, industries, institution, factories, open places, ground, commercial establishment, hospital, colleges, school premises, in fact, at anybody and anywhere. Now, rainwater harvesting is available about 100 days in a year. But there is one more source that is available throughout the year, that is bath water. So we also recycle bath water. About 70% of water you use is used in bathrooms for toilets. So you can recycle this water for non-potable purposes like toilet flushing, gardening, car washing, etc. So by that you become self-sufficient of water for secondary source, as well as you get water throughout the year, uh, irrespective of rains. So how it looks like? It looks like a landscape because we use some plants and bacterial culture. There is a pictorial representation of one treatment system. It is in Uttan, Ramratna Vidya Mandir in Keshav Srishti. Quantity of wastewater per day is 80,000 liters. We are treating their staff quarters and students hostel wastewater. So in a year, 300 million liters is treated. It is by gravity. So what is the maintenance cost? You'll be surprised. The maintenance cost is zero. There is no cost of treatment of this water, or you can say there is cost if the treatment scheme is shut off for more than 2 months in the holidays. They have to add culture worth 5,000 rupees. So if you can say 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees a year is the maintenance cost of this particular scheme, and it is working for last 3 years, working nice, and out of 80,000 liters, they are getting 60,000 liters back, which is used for car washing, gardening. There are a number of vehicles. They have large grounds, so the grounds are green, and there is ample of water available for these activities. This is the actual photograph while installing the. Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, but it has stopped. Wait.
The screen is also visible. We can hear
Yeah,
you.
but it has hanged. I was muted and then unmuted, and during that something happened, and now I'm not able to. Okay.
You may continue, sir. We can see you and we can hear you also clearly.
Okay. Yeah. See the difference before treatment and after treatment. You can definitely by eyes can identify or make it difference from that, and it is COD and BOD free water. Then we can also use it for running water on a stream. I given a project for engineering college students, and they prepared it and see the difference before treatment and after treatment. So bath water or grey water or black water that can be treated anywhere in the world, anywhere in the city using this system. And by treating or by using this water, you can have a secondary source or parallel source for secondary use. Now, what are the opportunities for business? The residential buildings, commercial establishments, industrial premises, and farm or village level. So, wide variety of range. And these are some structures I have taken or showing these pictures to give you an idea that where we can implement this system. So Momin College, Bhiwandi, Green Hill Society, Goregaon, The Golf Club Ground Nasik, Sidco Ground Nasik, Siddhivinayak Mandir, Whistling Woods Institute Film City, Blue Star Factory Wada, Karnala Sports Academy, Turbhe Bus Depot. So you can see at every spot or any spot you can implement rainwater harvesting. These are the projects we have implemented in last few years. So I have taken or given you the names and locations. Who can be part of the business? So for a career opportunity, for whom? For geologists, for architects, civil engineers, civil contractors, plumbing consultants, plumbing contractors, and water treatment service providers. So these are the people who can work or who can make their careers in water management, because water shortage will be there, will be always water shortage because of our lifestyle. And this is a simple 4 or 5 suggestions to save water. The most simple one time is third one, flush. Generally what happens, there is dual flush, and we generally use the larger flush, and it is not necessary always to use the 10 liters or 12 liters of water every time. So what we suggest, fill a brick or a 1.5 लीटर्स 1.5 लीटर की कोल्ड ड्रिंक की जो बोतल होती है उसमें पानी डाल के वो फ्लश टैंक में डाल दो. What happens, every time you use the flush you save 1.5 liters of water. It looks कम लगता है बहुत, but what happens, suppose there are 4 people and you are using it 10 or 12 times, so one household can save up to 15 to 20 liters. And if there are 100 flats in that society, the saving is huge. And we must save water wherever possible, and we should make judicious use of water, because water is limited, drinking water is more limited, pure water or potable water is limited. So we need to work hard for maintaining and managing the water. All the best. The subject is vast and it is very difficult to give all details in 1 hour. So I have tried to give you a glance of what can be the different angles for water management and what we need to focus on and what we need to work on. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a great pleasure hearing you. Usually people come, speak, and they just tell us about the problem, and no one actually focuses on the problem or how to solve the problem. So you also told us ways how to, bring that attitude within us, or what we should do, and why we should do such things to improve the environment, and what are the uses, how far are we lagging behind. हमको कितना चाहिए बट हमारे पास है कितना, हमको लगता है ज्यादा है बट फिर भी हमारे पास कम है. So you made us realize many things. तो सच्ची मायने में आज युवा जागरण हुआ है. ये कहते हुए I would ask Sushant Damodri sir, a PO, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Pavitra. It is my great privilege to propose vote of thanks at the end of this wonderful lecture given by Dr. Umesh Mundle, water conservationist and ecologist. Sir, you enlighten us about many aspects of water conservation, even the historical perspective we saw in your lecture, and how our one step or little efforts can save this very important treasure of nature, which is water, and we can use it for our future generations also. Sir, thank you so much for
It was a
giving
pleasure
us
to speaking to you.
wonderful insights of water conservation, water management. I also would like to extend my gratitude to my respected principal, Dr. C.A. Kishore Peshori, for giving us such a noble idea of conducting this webinar series of Yuva Jagran. I also would like to thank my Vice Principal, Mani Iyer, for supporting us throughout, IQAC Coordinator, Chippy Susan Bobby, my NSS committee members who are with me from the beginning, Professor Asha Bhatt, Dr. Sandeep Sahu, Dr. Anjali Verma, Professor Satyaprakash Pandey, and my very important pillar, the NSS volunteers, especially the NSS leaders, the Pavitra Devadika, Divya Dhara, and all other volunteers who are working tirelessly to make this program a success. Last but not the least, the BIAP, the Board of Industry and Academia Promotion. Without their support, this program is not possible, or the technical cooperation from them is very crucial. Thanks to Team BIAP, and also thanks to all the participants who participated in today's program, especially the students and of MMK and students from other colleges and program officer of other colleges who took part in this initiative of Yuva Jagran. And also I would like to just add one thing, that the water conservation is very close to heart of our NSS department or NSS cell, because every time when we visit the our adopted village, or when we go to village camp, we always talk about water conservation and we always do something for the water conservation. कुठे बंधारा बांधायचा असेल किंवा कुठे चेक डॅम बांधायचा असेल, कुठे पाणी साठवायचं असेल, these all work, we are doing, all the NSS units in the Mumbai University are doing. So this was a very crucial lecture, sir. You put forth before us various aspects and how one individual can take a bit and can take a one step and change the entire scenario. So I am again thankful to you, sir, for gracing the occasion and delivering us such a wonderful lecture. I hope this lecture will benefit us in many ways. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you so much.
One more thing, I forgot, but if you want any type of help from me for watershed work in any villages which NSS unit wants to work, I'm always available.
Thank you so much. Thank you for kind words, sir.
Sir, I'm Mrs. Asha Bhatt. I'm a lecturer in the college.
Okay.
I had one question, sir. Can I ask?
Yeah, definitely. If
Sir, in
others
my
also have
society,
question, yeah.
yeah, in my society, we have a bore well, and when the building was getting constructed three years back, they did it, but now it's working, but now they're saying there is no much water. So does that happen, or can we do anything for that? It's working,
Yes.
but it is the water is
it
less.
happens. Where do you stay?
Andheri East near Bisleri.
Okay, Andheri East. Okay, it happens at times that the potential of borewell decreases or depletes, but you can recharge that borewell by rooftop water of your building, and that helps in enhancing the life of a borewell. So
Yeah,
it enhances the water
because we are
quality as
using
well as
that
water
water.
quantity also. So
Okay.
what will be the terrace area of your building, ma'am? Approximate?
Around 3,000 square feet plus.
Okay. So even if we can take it 3,000 square feet, so 6 lakh liters of water is incident on your rooftop every year. I'm talking about rainwater.
Okay.
So
Okay.
90% of that 6 lakh liters can be recharged in the borewell.
Okay. Okay.
So why I'm telling this? Because people generally are not aware about the potential of the rainfall on in their premises. So in Mumbai, it's 2.2 meters of rainfall. So on 3,000 square feet, more than 6 lakh liters of water is available for recharge. So that will definitely help your borewell. Even in Powai, in Rehja, in some societies, we have experienced that the dried borewell also started yielding again after
Oh,
recharging.
okay.
So rather every borewell should be recharged is my opinion or strong recommendation.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And I would especially like to thank Sushant Damodre, sir, our PO. He thanked everyone, but I would like to thank him because without him also it wouldn't be possible for us to meet today and bring so many people together. So I would like to thank him and thank you all the participants and thank you everyone once again. I think we can end it for the day today here. Yeah, thank you.